You're listening to One Bright Star's Life After Loss, a podcast that's focused on the lifelong journey of life after loss, with your hosts Erica Fisher and Alicia Moore. One Bright Star's Life After Loss podcast is sponsored by the law firm of Burkholtz and Associates. And now, One Bright Star's Life After Loss podcast.
Hello and welcome to One Bright Star's Life After Loss podcast. I'm Erica Fisher, Executive Director with One Bright Star.
And Alicia Moore, President of One Bright Star.
And today we have our friend Chantal with us. Hi, Chantal.
Hello there.
Thank you for being with us today. You've been involved with One Bright Star periodically through the years because of your son, Tyler.
Correct.
And correct me if I'm wrong, it's been 5 years since Tyler's passed away.
Yes, just last week was 5 years.
Okay, so you've been through a long part of the journey, but it doesn't seem very long probably.
Right. Some days yesterday, some days a million years.
Yes, yes. So tell me about Tyler.
Tyler.
I know he's funny.
Yes.
He had jokes.
He was everything good wrapped into one. He was academically smart. He water skied when he was 3. He was an international pool player. He was in a band, and he was went to school to be a teacher, and then went into his master's to get the mathematic part, and his goal was to be a professor somewhere.
Oh, wow.
And change the whole school system itself as well, and the learning education and how to get better results from the school system.
That goals.
Right.
That's a good goal, yeah.
Always doing something, that's for sure.
So, and I follow you on Facebook, and I see a lot of your posts about, and I love how much you share things that Tyler would say to you, and his jokes and his funny things, and I love that. I love that you still share those things. So 5 years ago, 5 years in a week, so Tyler passed away from cancer, correct?
Yes, he had HPV-16 oral cancer.
Okay, and how long did he battle that?
A little over 9 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, not very long.
No.
He went to the dentist after Christmas and ended up with a sore on his tongue. We thought it was just a sore from, going to the dentist and things. And it mutated and got worse. And by February 11th, we were in Mayo and doing surgery, how to get rid of the cancer and remove part of his tongue and take a donor site, and craziness.
Crazy. And I did read some stories about how positive Tyler was during this whole thing.
Absolutely. He was going to beat this. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah.
He had a girlfriend of 7 years at that time, and still planning to move forward and doing this. And there was, like I said, there was no part of anything that this was going to take his life.
Wow. Good for him for having that amazing outlook. And that's got to really help when you have all those memories and you think about how strong he was. How did he, was he able to share thoughts right up to the end?
Well, it was a little bit of a struggle at the end. He had his first surgery February 23rd, and then he had another surgery in July where the cancer came back, and they ended up taking the rest of his tongue. So communication was a huge struggle at the end, but he wrote on his whiteboard everything that was going on in his thoughts. But even into this, Facebook notice or updates he did all the time regarding where he was at the process. And again, at the end, it's round 2, Scooby-Doo, things, just something like that always was ended with humor and positiveness.
That's great. That's really good. What kind of support system did Tyler have as far as family and friends?
Sure. Very close. It's amazing how close everybody comes during this time. Myself, Tyler's dad and I are no longer together, and so him and his stepmother came up all the time. My mother was up all the time as well in helping with that. And then his stepfather, too. Big conglomeration of confusion.
Well, no, it's all the people that love him. Yeah.
Was up as well. And just in grandparents and things like that. It was during his chemo and radiation, he had to do that every day for 11 weeks, 5 days a week. So between myself and all of us, we ran him to Rochester every day. He stayed with us, and everybody would come to our place and see him and make sure everything was taken care of. And so great support system with
takes
his
a village.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you talked about Tyler passed away in December, that first Christmas had to be so difficult.
So Tyler passed away on December 7th. Funeral was December 12th. And on December 13th, we planned a getaway over Christmas with my son, my husband, and Tyler's girlfriend, Cassie.
Oh,
so we were
wonderful.
gone over Christmas and went to Jamaica and...
Good for you. Good for you.
Yep,
yes.
exactly.
I've actually heard, oddly, I was in Punta Cana on just a little week vacation, and I met this couple, and they were there, and they lost their daughter, and he said, we did the funeral and we left. We had to get away. And I feel like that's how I would be. I would need to just remove myself and just surround myself with people that I, really like felt comfortable with and loved, and just try to focus on the happy things. And sometimes you just need to step away. It gets overwhelming.
Right.
Yeah. So that's cool that you did that.
And you talk, Chantal, about, I think it's so awesome with Facebook and how those memories come up and that you share them. And so it sounds like you were able to, you're keeping Tyler's memory alive by sharing those posts and talking about him. Obviously, that's what we always want to do. Because you have already journeyed 5 years, what are some of the things that you have found that have been really helpful in helping you along this road without Tyler now?
Continuing to talk about him and the things he's done, and, his sense of humor and sarcasm and word of the day. I used to get a text from him, the word of the day, just things like that. It was just remembering him, letting people know that I'm okay talking about it. Tyler's cremated. I go sit with him every morning and talk to him every morning, and those
cool.
sort of things, and just continuing to talk about it.
Right.
Windshield time is a killer for me.
I
Driving
bet.
anywhere,
I bet.
and being able to totally let loose during those times when you have to of just total depression and sadness and all of that as well.
That immense sadness that's in your heart, to be able to let that out from time to time has to help so much. And then when you talk to him, do you hear his voice?
Tyler gives me a sign usually every day.
I love that. I've goosebumps
yes.
already.
Yeah. Tyler always said beforehand, the ongoing thought in our house and between other homes is that Tyler always knew he was going to pass away at a young age.
Really?
He wrote a book regarding his life till the age of his 25 and what he's done, because he felt that he was never going to make it past that. So talk about goosebumps.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. I do.
Wow.
Tyler got a huge tattoo at 18 that says "Forever Young" that expanded across his whole rib cage and things like that.
Wow.
Just different things. Christmas Eve has always been at my house. The last Christmas Eve he went to his dad's house so he could see his sisters open their gifts on Christmas morning. I mean, it was just so many
Little things.
that, yes. And before that, he said he was always going to come back as an eagle. And because my kids make fun of me because there's eagles and I never see them. Mm-hmm. So he goes, when I die, I'm going to come back an eagle. So I'm around. And
Do you see them all the time now?
all the time.
That's wonderful.
I love that.
That
All
is
the
really
time.
cool.
And it's not even just an eagle like flying in the sky. It's like an eagle over our pond in the backyard where there's never any eagles.
Okay.
On Easter.
Oh,
Really?
Or going to meet his girlfriend Cassie for lunch, and an eagle landed in the middle of the road on Monks Avenue.
No kidding.
Just
Wow.
on monks, because they're so common there.
Right.
Oh my.
Wow.
I totally have
Yep.
goosebumps like all over.
Or just songs, his favorite song. If I will just like all of a sudden, it's like, oh man, I miss Ty. Turn on Alexa because we're a big music family, and it's just
Yes.
like, oh, his favorite songs are.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Ty. I needed that. Yeah, that's so cool.
Right.
I do word of the day too. So
Bedlam. That's my favorite word. I don't know why.
What does that mean?
Chaos.
Bedlam. Okay.
Bedlam. Some of the ones I try to do the quizzes where you can quiz yourself on and I'm awful. I know, and in the. Oh, I love that. I love that you have a sign, that he gives you a sign that's really, really cool, and that you talk to him and that you're able to, because I know a lot of people that aren't there yet, and the love that you and Tyler shared was probably, I mean, obviously it was very, special for you to be able to talk to him and feel him, and, he shows you signs. That's something really to be said.
Yep, Tyler, both my boys are very much mama boys, and so that's what everybody always says.
Speaking of your younger son, Jackson, how old was he?
He'll be 24 next week, so minus 5, 19.
Okay.
So that had to have been hard too,
yes,
for him.
Yeah, and he was there through the whole thing. It was his first year at MSU. Which kind of didn't end as well. Started out well. After Tyler passed away, it didn't end as well as his college career.
Okay.
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Right.
So Jackson still struggles and doesn't like to talk about it, doesn't any of that sort of things. He just keeps everything inside, which is...
Maybe one day.
Yeah, we hope.
Right.
We hope.
Yeah.
Everybody handles that differently, but he has wonderful support. He knows it's good to talk about it. It's just really hard to go there.
Right.
And yes, and he will get there. Yes, you just pray. You pray that he does.
Exactly.
Yes, yes. When you talk, Chantal, about Tyler knew that he was going to die young. You just feel like he had that insight. That leads me back to when we had Lynn Waterbury, and she is a death educator that we've had on our podcast before, and then she actually spoke and gave a nice, wonderful message of hope at our fall memorial service. But Lynn believes that, and correct me if I'm wrong, Erica, that our souls know when we're going to die before our bodies, and that we know, and that's just kind of her belief. But it was just so interesting when you said that, because Tyler was just an amazingly well-rounded, smart, intelligent young man. What he did in 25 years, when you said he wrote a book, I'm just like, wow, the music, school, his master's, he had these great aspirations, and he did fulfill them. He did so many things, and the thing that's always so difficult is that when you have someone just so wonderful like that, why does this world have to lose someone like that? And that makes that so difficult. But when it's your child, it doesn't matter how much he's touched the world, he's touched your heart. And that's like the most important thing. But when I hear you talk about him, you light up, and that is just so amazing. And I'm sure that journey has not been easy. And like you said, there's days when it's not easy to light up. But you are a really remarkable person to be able to be here and talk about Tyler and share. Is there anything, every once in a while we always kind of like to ask people, is there some sort of little ritual or anything? Maybe yours is just kind of sharing that Facebook, but is there something that has really helped you or you've really appreciated doing, or someone maybe reached out, or a tradition? Thanks, Erica.
We do have what we call too is Tyler's Sadversary every year. Sadversary is...
That's interesting.
A party. Tyler liked to party. Our family likes to party. Tyler's friends. We're social. We like to reminisce and things like that. This is actually the first year that we did not do it. We just went to the cities with my family and Tyler's dad and stepmom and his sisters, and then met Cassie and her fiance, which is Tyler's girlfriend when he passed away. And we just went and stayed up there and, did things like that, which was good. It was different. But so I just call it a sadversary.
That's,
I like that. Yeah,
I do too.
Yeah,
it's what it is. It's the anniversary. You're honoring that, but it's.
I like that you celebrate.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And anybody that knows Tyler or our family either as well knows it's not. We can't sit and feel bad for ourselves and things like that, because we're not alone in this journey. He blessed us with so much awesomeness.
Yes, that's just it.
Yes, and that's the fact that you can say he blessed me. He blessed all of us. That's huge.
You're so thankful for what you did have. It's really easy to focus and look at all the things that you missed out on and that you are missing out. But when you look back at what you had, and what you still have, because that's right there in your heart. That is really, really positive. I think it's wonderful. You've mentioned Cassie a few times. This had to be incredibly hard for her. She was with Tyler, you said, for maybe 5 or 6 years they were together.
Right.
And
she was a rock star through all of this as well. She was at the house, and when Tyler wasn't with us, she was taking care of him at their place in, where were they living? In Uptown in Minneapolis. Still to this day, it's anniversary. She actually gets married on New Year's Eve this year, and I get to be her personal attendant. And
isn't that
that's
wonderful?
Really cool that you have a special relationship with her too.
And her fiance is amazing as well. In a lot of ways, it reminds me a lot of Tyler. So it's all good, and we all lost. So we got to keep that connection.
All here for the same reason, and that's amazing. I really admire that, and I think Tyler's probably looking down and smiling at everything that you're doing to honor and remember him, and probably picks on you a little bit for the rough days that you have. Come on, Mom.
Always. I can't even imagine what he's saying up there. Yeah, can't even imagine.
Is there anything else that you do, Chantal, that you want to share about Tyler with the holidays coming up? Are you doing anything special?
No, we will still have Christmas Eve at our house, which we always have. Every other year before Tyler passed away, we would take family trips. So this year we're having Christmas Eve at our house. And
are you going somewhere?
That'll be next year.
Okay, where are you going?
Probably, I don't know, I'm thinking Jamaica. I don't know.
Sounds good.
That sounds perfect, yeah.
Yeah, so
something to look forward to.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, the holidays are what they are. As Tyler's favorite saying when he was sick was, "It is what it is."
I say that all the time.
Wow.
And it is true, because there's nothing we could do to change it. And it is on our Tyler wall in the basement, and that is one of the plaques, too, that says, "It is what it is."
Yes.
You just kind of,
He was a very wise young man for...
Like old soul, kind of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Craziness. So many stories, so many inappropriateness, so many amazing stories with friends from completely different backgrounds, and
that's so cool.
From the jocks to the nerds to the whatever. I just remember one New Year's Eve that he was supposed to go to a party, and he had a friend that was, I think, ran over by a tractor. So he had some learning disabilities, and he's like, I'm going to go hang out with him rather than go to the party.
That's so
how
cool.
kind of him.
So that's just who he was.
I love that. And he graduated from Mankato?
No, from Fairmont. We're originally from Fairmont. So so he graduated from Fairmont High School and went to St. Cloud State, went to graduated from the U of M, and then finished his master's while he was in chemo and radiation.
Oh, really? He was
while he was in.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
Holy Toledo.
That's pretty intense just alone, much less to have medical issues and be dealing with that. So he was driven. Yeah. He was just amazing.
You're a good mom.
Wow. Yes.
Yeah, you are.
Try to be. What do you
do?
Are,
and you're still being a wonderful mom to Tyler. And that's you have a lot to be proud of, and you're doing amazing things. And you're his voice, you're his advocate.
Thank you.
And that's huge. So you keep doing what you're doing, and One Bright Star will continue to remember and honor Tyler with you, and we'll be with you on this journey. So thank you so much for being here. Until next time, thank you.
Thanks for listening to One Bright Star's Life After Loss podcast. Life After Loss is a copyrighted production of One Bright Star. One Bright Star's Life After Loss podcast is sponsored by the law firm of Burkholtz and Associates. For more information on the lifelong journey after losing a loved one, please visit our website at onebrightstar.org.